Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. As you can see, it's in pieces, about a quarter of the car removed, and we're waiting for parts. So since we're waiting for parts, we can work on this horrible hood, start to turn it around, and yeah, keep the momentum and the progress going on this one here, while we're waiting for parts for some of the other vehicles as well. Waiting for parts is part of the game. Sometimes it can be frustrating. You can get parts locally, eBay, Amazon, wherever you get it from. Sometimes you get it quickly and promptly. Sometimes you get it late. And sometimes you don't get the delivery at all. So it is, it's a struggle at times. But while we wait, we can get some of the paint issues worked on here, and we'll get some footage for you. Before we close the hood and show you what we're looking for, we have a quarter of the vehicle over here. The shop manager wants nothing to do with this. And yeah, it's ripped down. And the reason it is, the belt kept slipping off. And the reason, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but look back there where my hand is. That pulley is about ready to fall off. Now the thing is, that pulley is connected to the supercharger. Yes, this hybrid car has a supercharger. So tell me how that makes sense. They want to make a car hybrid to save on gas, but they put a supercharger on it to make it more powerful and burn more gas. I don't know what they were thinking, but, and yes, superchargers are expensive. Now, I got this thing so cheap, I don't mind spending $1,600 for a supercharger, because when it comes to the aspect of the cost of superchargers, $1,600 is cheap. I had a Whipple supercharger on one of my Vets, was $6 grand. So $1,600, a little bit of my time, I'm still going to be ahead when it comes to the cost of this car, just because of how cheap I got it. But now we all know why I got it so cheap. And another good reason to go out and do your homework before bidding on these cars. I'm still not upset or mad about it, because I'm still going to be ahead as long as we don't find anything else major. I would get footage of this because I think it would be interesting for you guys, but normally like 3 or 4 of you guys watch the videos when I do any type of mechanical work. So, you know, unless you guys show some more interest in that, I'll skip the footage. If I see interest in the mechanical part, which is very interesting and there's a lot to gain, a lot to learn, let me know in the comment section, and I'll get footage and put it up as a video. But anyways, let's close the hood and I'll show you what I'm going to be after when it comes to paint issues. All right, so let's come in close and take a look at this mess. You can obviously see the scratches and swirls. We have about 1,000 paint chips that somebody attempted to fill in, so we're going to remove those and fill it in proper, so it's a little harder to see. We have staining and etching from chemicals. Just about a little bit of everything. So we'll tape off half of the hood so we have a nice 50-50 shot. Okay. All right, let's see which side is worse. They're both bad, so let's just work on the driver's side. And the first thing we're going to do, and we assume before your paint correction, wash, full decon, which this has been through. The first thing we're going to do is remove the attempt to fill in the paint chips. So that we'll do first. Let me grab some thinner. Old dirty towel and some lacquer thinner, and we can get rid of some of this garbage. crap coming up on the towel. Pick a clean spot. And let's keep going here. Not the easiest to remove. All right, I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. Obviously, if the hood gets this bad, especially with all the chips, best to sand it down, respray it, and then lay some PPF on top of that, and it won't happen again for quite some time. So we'll work this in two sections here. For the cutting portion, we're going to use an old rotary polisher. This is the original Drill Master from Harbor Freight, a hybrid wool pad, and a 3D ACA 500. We're not going to use anything fancy or expensive. I want to show you that this can be done by anybody, anywhere, using any type of machine, cheap or expensive. And this is, if we need it to finish down, which we obviously will. The wool pad is quite aggressive. The DeWalt you can find locally as well. All right. Load up this wool pad. The only thing I don't like about this thing, works great. It's very old, has a lot of hours on it. The only thing I don't like is the short cord. All right, let's turn up the machine a little bit and we'll do some cutting. Cut away some of this damaged trash clear coat. Okay. Grab a towel, wipe off the residue. We're going to have some haziness because of the cutting step, because this is softer clear coat, thinner and softer. But we're making some progress here. There's also solvent pop in this paint. Solvent pop, guys, is when it's sprayed, either from factory or resprayed, and there was some sort of protection put on top, a wax, a sealant, a coating, before the solvents can cure. Fresh clear coat, you want to let it dry out for at least 30 days, depending on the clear coat used, and let those solvents escape. If not, they get trapped under a crust, whatever you have on the top, and then when the sun comes out and it gets, the surface gets hot, they kind of burst and they leave these little tiny pinholes, marks in the paint. Some are larger, some are very, very tiny, but they are easily evident when you look at the paint, especially after it's been corrected. And this has the little tiny ones all over the place. Now we can hop up to this section up here. Before we do, we need to clean off the wool pad. So when these fibers, the wool fibers, get clumped with polish, they lay down and they get matted. And you need to clean that out so they're all fluffy, standing up again, and that leaves them effective and doesn't slow down your work. So let me go clean the pad and I'll be right back. All right, an older pad, yes, but still has some life left in it. Get as much out of it as you can, because these are expensive. They're not cheap. Wipe down the area. When you're using a rotary, you got to always expect some type of dust, fibers. It can be messy, but it's well worth it. A rather large area to work, but with the ACA 500, it does have a long cycle time or open time, and you can work an area like that. Crank up the polisher. Keep the rotary flat when possible. If it starts to skip, which it can on soft clear coat, because soft clear coat gets grabby, it could also mean that your polish is starting to dry out a bit and it's getting grabby. If it starts to skip like that, just take it up on about a 10 or a 15 degree angle, slowly lay it back down again, and it should stay nice and smooth. On a curve like this, if you come up on about a 20-25 degree angle, your pad will fit perfectly in this little valley here, and you'll get it corrected. Okay, when it comes to the cutting portion, we've dug some clear coat off of here, And you want to make the determination if you want to make another pass and keep going or finish down from here. And there are many factors into that decision. First, what I would do is measure, see what you have to work with. We're down to 2.9 over here. That alone would have me, I would make the decision to switch over to a finish pad and put some substantial protection on it if I was going to keep this type of surface. And then another factor that may sway your decision is, how's this car getting introduced back into the real world again? Is it going to be an owner taking it through the car wash? You need to leave a little bit clear coat on there in case there's issues in the future that needs to be polished in some areas. So you may want to stop, finish down, and leave a little bit of clear for next time, because it may end up like that again very soon. So that's what we're going to do. We cut a lot. There's just some of the deeper ones here and there, and we do have some chemical burns all the way through the clear, there, and there. If it was mine, a showpiece that I wanted to keep, I would have the hood resprayed. This being a possible puppymobile, I am going to touch it up. I'll finish it. I'll touch it up and put a little bit of a sealant on there, or maybe BC9, which will get me 9 to 12 months of protection. And as long as I have it, I'll just keep putting that on. Leave myself some clear in case I have issues in the future. So let me finish this down and we'll see what it looks like. All right, well, let's switch over to the DeWalt. This belongs to one of the Bryans. This thing it's got some weight to it with the battery on there as well. These younger guys don't mind. And we attach the ultrafine pad from Roops, however you say it. I don't care how you say it, just so it works. And we'll put the Fabulous finishing polish from Phoenix EOD. And we'll finish off a section of the hood. We'll go in 2 sections, here and then there. Between the 3rd and the 4th speed setting. And we'll finish her down. Guys, besides, when this polisher, or any, starts to stall on a valley or a corner, when it stalls, it's still doing correction. Besides what the keyboard warriors on Facebook and YouTube like to chime in, when it stalls, it's still doing correction because it's doing the oscillation motion. The rotation stopped. So it probably dropped anywhere from 25 50% when it comes to the effective correction, but it's still doing work. So keep that in mind and keep that polisher going. Oh, much better, much better. You touch up some of those rock chips, which we will, and that would make a lot of people happy. Well, it's going to make me happy because it's going to have to do, I don't think I want to paint this whole thing. I already have to do body work on the passenger side, front fender and back quarter panel. Maybe I'll respray the hood. We'll see how it goes. So much better already. Before we go any further, I want to ask you your opinion and let me know down in the comments section, percentage-wise. What's the percentage of cars running around looking like this on the roadways compared to owners that have their car looking like that on the roadways? I am going to say, my educated guess, under 2% looking like that, 98% or higher look like that. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Let me remove the tape and we'll take a look at the 50-50 shot. Before we remove the tape, I almost forgot about the paint chips. You could address the paint chips either before or after doing this. If you really want to get elaborate and really have them look the best they can, you could fill those in, let them cure at the start before anything else. Let them cure for 24 to 48 hours and then wet sand and then, you know, polish like we did here. I am waiting till the very end because I'm not going to go that far with this because I'll probably respray it. I know it'll drive me crazy. Even though I don't want to, I'll probably end up respraying this. So I'm just, for now, I'm going to address them right here and try to do a better job than the last attempt. And this is a flat black, not a flat black, but it's a universal black. It's not metallic or pearl, so any universal black would work. I also like the paints that I get mixed up at body shop supply stores rather than the little paint tips here that you can pick up at parts stores, because this is much thicker. Does a better job filling in. The other stuff is watered down. They don't want it to last very long. They want you to come back and buy some more. So I'll just do this, fill in as many as I can. And let it dry on its own, however long that takes. Okay, must have filled in at least 50 to 75 chips. That's going to be enough with the rock chips. This took me very little time, guys, and you can get around the vehicle in no time at all and just have yourself some improvement. Is it new? No. It's about maybe 50 to 60%, but it's a whole lot better than it was, and it'll hold you over until you can get to a body shop or respray it yourself. Okay, good friends, some more real world results. I believe that these help you out much better than the videos with the pin perfect finish like that one has over there, because again, only 2% of the population have them. More people have a car looking like this. So I just showed you how to improve it. Guys, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to finish this half. I have to wait for some parts to come in. for the headlight before I start to put everything back in place again. And then we can continue on. We do have to replace the windshield as well, get inspection, and this thing can get on the road again and start hauling the puppy around. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. If you have any questions at all, never hesitate. Down in the comment section, I read them all, and I will help you and get back to you. I'll catch you in the next video, guys.